Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we'll say Kalam Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim HaKakodash. The oneness of the elders and apostles agree most on GMS. We'll do rule and teach well. Young brother here, Shemash Rambani Hawada. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to try not to rant today. No, even though it's all spiritual, I want to keep the ranting down to a minimum. Punctuality, being, short, concise, to the point is a must. So, alright, so this is Etymology Online, Beatitude. Early 15th century supreme happiness, from French beatitude, directly from Latin beatitudinum, state of blessedness. Noun estate, past participle, state of bury, make happy, right? Declaration of 1520, declaration of blessedness. Usually plural beatitudes, usually reference to the Sermon on the Mount, right? Now, we already talked about that. We'll maybe read a couple of them already again, but that mountain was actually a hill, and they don't really know what hill it is. I mean, these archaeologists would go in the region and they claim to have found it, and you can overlook, what is it, the sea of Tiberias, and then the sea, right by Galilee and whatever, and they say that that's where it took place. And Yahushua was basically standing up there, and of course everyone looking towards him is him showing that authority. Scriptures talk about him speaking with authority, because he was one that was, he is who he said he was, man. He was, the anointed one, Hamashiach, right? This is fact, He's all across the Old Testament, right? And it was prophesied, Psalms, is it 110? You have that one. King David, talked about him in the spirit. What was it? Dogs have compassed me. That might have been Psalm 52. Talking about Herod's personal army. Because I've been watching how the Apostle Har, man. I ain't slipping, bro. Not the Roman army. Herod's personal army. Herod had an army of mercenaries, and some of them were actually, I believe some of them were actually Jakes that had actually betrayed, that had betrayed, their own people, betrayed us, but I gotta look more into that. They say something like that. Even Seleucus, they say that about him too. Like certain Jakes who are interested in the who were pro-Hellenist, the pro-Hellenist factions. They were more interested in. They actually joined Seleucus's army, and they actually were a part of it. But that's neither here nor there. I just remember reading about that. All right, and forgive my voice. I've been trying to keep the activity pretty low. I'd have to go to work today, so I'm able to relax a little bit during the Shabbat. But what can I say? I'm not gonna go super in depth, but we're worn out in this society. You have to work around all these fucking people. You work these customer service jobs around a bunch of fucking people all day. You gotta deal with it, and then you have to still try to do your work on the side. The spiritual work. To the best of your ability. But yesterday I was pretty fried, but I'm here now, so that's what matters. That I'm here, I'm showing my face, and I'll try to make sure my voice is clear and that you can hear me, right? So we'll just read a couple of these again, right? Because I already went to listen to this, right? So this is book of Matthew verse 5 or 6. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Right, now we talked about that, and Proverbs the 9th chapter, right? And then you have this, right? It's the book of John, verses man, there's so much in here, but maybe I'll go down here. This is after he feels Yeah. Yeah. Book of John says 6 for 33. John says 6 for 30. It's like it. John chapter 6 verse 35. Yahshua said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger. He that believeth on me shall never thirst. But I didn't say already, of course, prayer. I mentioned a little, what have I been doing? Of course, praying and whatever, that's like, not whatever, but praying is the first priority, But, of course, herbs. I want to go try to get some herbs today, but I mean, if you're already, dealing with the sickness, right, which all sickness comes from demons is plaguing you, right? I mean, it's a little, is it too late? And it's also, a holiday for these fucking Babylonians, so I don't know. Maybe I'll go out and check and see if it's, the store that's a couple stops away from me is open, and I'll go check it out. But it's neither here nor there, just so brothers, you brothers out there know, like, I know, when you're sick, man, I know a little bit, and that's just really more than just me talking to myself or you new brothers, if you're sick, you got herbs, right? Well, no, you got prayer, right? Of course, the first thing, you got herbs, which you should be taking herbs, right? And, I mean, for certain ailments, I mean, you really do have to fast. I mean, fasting should be, self-explanatory with that. If you're not feeling well, the last thing you really want to do is fucking, go ahead and eat like a bunch of fucking KFC and Popeyes and shit. Not that, you should be messing with that stuff anyway, but you don't want to vomit, So John 6:35, right? He said, Yahshua said to him, I am the bread of life. He comes to me shall never hunger, and that believeth on me shall never thirst. Right? And spiritually, out of their bellies shall flow the rivers of living water. Which I think that might be in the seventh chapter, I believe so. But it's basically the same thing. I'm not gonna go into all this. It's basic, right? You got to hunger and thirst for righteousness. You got to hunger and thirst, after Yahushua, right? Because righteousness, is the performing of law, statutes, and commandments. Well, it's worshiping Yahushua, right? Having faith and performing the law, statutes, and commandments. Simple, right? And you have there a broad sense for righteousness, dikaio, equity of character, expressly Christian justification, righteousness, and the broad sense state of him who is ought to be righteousness, the condition acceptable to the Most High, thou which concern the way a man may attain the state of proof of the Most High Yahweh, integrity, virtue, purity, life, rightness, correctness of thinking, feeling, and acting, and no sense justice of virtue, which each gives his due. Right? So you need to have integrity, and we need to be that light, light of the world, and light that should be hidden. We need to show off this truth. We're not showing off like these other camps are, but you need to show your face. You need to show your face. You need to, teach. Of course, every man to his lot. I mean, not every man is going to be a teacher. That's like obvious, right? Some men are meant, to just watch. Some men are meant to just like maybe pull a couple scriptures and that'd be that, so on and so forth. And that's okay. Right, every man to his lot. Every man has his mission, right? But you gotta really hunger for this thing. All the athletes in other sports always talk about being hungry, like a boxer. Like a boxer's hungry, he may be coming for multiple sessions, or like a wrestler, he'll be in every practice. He'll come in an hour or two early. He'll do his extra cardio. He's going all in. He's wrestling. He's going out to other, wrestling gyms, and he's wrestling with the state champ. We're wrestling with guys who are like top 5, top 10, doing matches with them and whatever, and trying to get that skill up, practicing with them, trying to get that skill up, right? Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Most High. Blessed are the peacemakers, they should be called the children of the Most High, right? And Apollos, pacifistic, loving peace, right? And that's what we are. We love peace. Right now, we're not supposed to be pacifists, right? I mean, look at Peter, right? I mean, Peter was trying to defend Yahushua. Now, that wasn't what he was supposed to do, right? But there's certain, measures and certain balances for certain things that need to happen, right? Like, we're not supposed to just be out there, if someone put their hands on you and they attack you, right? Use your wisdom, and you're gonna have to defend yourself, right? Now, I mean, there's certain things that you deal with. I mean, and maybe out of like your control. Like if you get persecuted, when the persecution comes, and they capture you, you're not gonna be able to fight against that. I mean, they have guns. You just gotta, face what you gotta face. But I mean, certain things you gotta use some wisdom, man. And obviously, the best thing is to, use, as I said, wisdom for certain situations, right? Like if it's a police officer, don't fight, the officer or whatever. But you know what I'm trying to say. This should be very obvious, right? But with everything we do, we try to achieve peace. We do try to, speak to people. We stay away from personal attacks. We do try to, like de-escalate situations when they get hot, or if they get hot, because Lord willing, when you never get into a hot situation, because it's like you don't want to be in that situation. I want to be in the spiritual headspace, not in the carnal headspace, right? Blessed which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for this is the kingdom of heaven, right? Blessed you when men shall value you and persecute you, so say all men of evil against you falsely for my sake, right? Which they do, right? Whenever GMS and or whatever, even if GMS is involved or another Israelite camp or whatever, is there a fight or something, Vocab will be the first one to upload it. He'll use a screen cap, or he'll download the video, he'll edit it, and he'll be like, oh, look guys, oh, they're fighting, look, they're violent. And then you just see in a comment board, oh, all Hebrew Israelites are violent, they're all violent, all of them are the same, they're a bunch of violent black men, violent, look at them, you need to go back to jail, I'm violent, go get a job. It's like, bro, we have jobs. Fucking a lot of us are working 40-hour work weeks or more, bro. A lot of us are doing fucking overtime to try to make ends meet. The fuck you talking about? Sounds silly. Blessed and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted the prophets which were before you. Which prophets are you, dude? You're just the prophets coming back. If you're out there teaching now, right? You were back there teaching. Now, what prophet were you? Right, there's so many prophets, man. You have some that weren't even written down. You have many that weren't even written down, bro. Like, there's prophets in the cave. Of Obadiah. He was hiding them off. Remember that? In the time of fucking Jezebel and shit, right? That witch, right? Now that's right there, man. So there's many prophets. There was a company of prophets. When you talk about Samuel, man, there was a group of them. They were just traveling around prophesying, man. Like, come on, bro. What that sound like, man? A group of prophets together. Come on, man. Even in certain prophets, they were around the same times. They were contemporaries with each other. They were working together. They were contemporaries, man. They were around the same time. And they knew of each other. I remember reading about that, So it's like, what does that sound like? Come on. And don't even get me started with the New Testament. I mean, they're referencing each other all the time and saying, hey, remember when I met you here at XYZ? That was beautiful, man. I'm going to come back. Same difference. But, of course, the difference now is, we have the internet. But I'm going to let that be that. I don't want to, too much spiritual ranting. I don't want to rant. I'm going to let that be that. I think I ranted too much in this video, so I close off. And, of course, give all praise and honor go to Yahweh Shem El Shai Shalom.